This time on Roadkill, dirt cheap fun that you can do at home.
We are building our own dirt track and running circle track cars on it. Boom!
There's a cannon.
Whoa!
Wow! Dude, season 12, the special effects are getting
not
real.
Fooling. That was some concussion. We are in Mooresville, North Carolina, Race City, USA, and that's exactly what we're gonna do is race. I bought 2 cars. Finnegan has no idea what they are. The thing is, we don't have a racetrack.
I know, but we have equipment. We have machines we've never driven before. I'm so excited. We're in the parking lot of Customs by Biggin. Proprietor Eric Yost not only runs the shop, but 2 blocks away is Mooresville Dragway. Eric also runs that place, and he said, I don't care what you do. We have an asphalt 8th mile.
I don't care what you do.
We have a 300-foot dirt. They're next to each other, but more importantly, there's acres and acres of forest and land with elevation changes, and we can connect all of it because Eric is crazy.
We're gonna bulldoze, and I've never driven heavy equipment ever, so this is gonna be funny.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see the cars. Ready?
Me too. I love this part. Where are they? Let's
Over
go.
here.
Okay.
Remember, I haven't seen these either.
You haven't? Oh, dude. Hey, there's no motor in that one. Oh, look at the other one, too. They match.
Yep.
What do you call these?
I don't know. It's a local circle track class. They're 33 or 34 Ford fake bodies, and the chassis on them is like a G body, like an 84 Monte Carlo or something like that.
This is wider, though, than like a real one, right?
Well, they're wider than a 33 Ford by a lot.
Right.
But that's because they're a stock G body chassis.
Dude.
Yep. And that one has an engine in it. This one does not, but we bought a 350 to put in it.
Dude, it has Nerf bars.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can run into you, and you'll probably be okay.
I wouldn't go that far. Isn't it cool?
This is amazing. We're gonna have so much fun with this.
Ooh, that one's tight. Do you even fit in it? You gonna hop in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is this one mine?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I just failed. I gave him the white car. We bought a 350 for this. That one's got a 305 in it. So you just like fell upwards.
It never matters. You always find a way to win.
How's it fit?
Oh, dude. No, this is good, dude. I fit.
Yeah?
I think the seat needs a little tweaking so that I can actually steer. But other than that, I feel relatively safe in this.
This one's a 32 Ford. This is like a 33 or 4.
So I have the aerodynamic advantage.
Yeah, theoretically. This is gonna be fun, but we do have to put an engine in this before we can have fun.
Yeah, can we work on it?
Oh, we can fire this one up though. There's no seat in this one.
Okay.
They definitely have the left-hand turn alignment going on.
You have a hinged access panel to get in and out.
Huh. Plan. Like you want to pull yours in, investigate it, put the engine in?
Kind of want to watch yours go, I gotta be honest.
I'll drive it if we can find a seat. And there's a little track over there.
Ooh,
We
test
can blast
facility.
it around, yeah.
I love this plan.
Yeah, I don't know if it even runs. I basically know nothing.
Okay.
Install seat, make sure that it runs, drive around and find out what's wrong with it.
Solid.
Yeah.
I love this plan. Okay, let's go get a seat.
Yep.
I'm a good friend. And I'm such a good friend that I found him a used Kirky aluminum seat. This is the kind of thing you use when drag racing. So note the lack of head containment or any sort of padding here that would help him in the event of an accident. Ah, just fell right into place. Oh, even the belts line up. It's perfect. Drill some holes, install some bolts. She's ready to go. Be racing here in no time. I believe she is race ready. Ah, season 12, Dave joins the NBA Summer League.
I didn't have shoes. I had to go to the Cheapy Mart.
Those are great, dude.
Seat fits?
Whether you're gonna box somebody out or go around in circles on a dirt track, you're ready.
Did you actually bolt this in or is it zip tied?
No, yeah, it's got bolts.
Did you see the super extendo for the fuel fill? So what this thing is an extension to get fuel inside the cell, which is like halfway in the car. So that's pretty cool.
See, look at that. I hope it's going in the cell.
5 gallons, that's enough. What we're gonna do is watch me hop in this thing for the very first time. It's a race car, you know, I don't need to nut and bolt check it or anything. Just go drive it. There's an oval track here down the street.
And by oval track, he means a dirt circle, and by down the street, he means right here in Eric's backyard.
Really? I
Yeah,
haven't been over there yet.
We're not going far at all.
Okay. All right, new kicks.
This is a big moment, everybody.
Yes,
This is a huge moment. Well, first you put on socks.
I don't have any socks. I bought the socks at the GP Mart and then left them on the counter.
Later on, 3-on-3, back at the hotel. They got a court.
Look, I know how to tie shoes. One leg in. Ah, 2 leg in. I'm not really a dirt track guy.
None of us are.
I know.
I know your history, and mine. Should we recap? Should we go to the clips of what happens when he and I drive in circles on dirt?
We should.
We should.
Finnegan and I have both crashed the NASCAR low on different tracks and in different ways. After a ball joint broke, I backed it into the wall in Paris. Oh, no.
And I went head on into a rogue tire that just appeared from nowhere in the middle of the infield of a dirt oval.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember when we had the airport limo and we went to that dirt track in the middle of nowhere and a tire blew? Okay.
You look safe.
The shifter in this thing is junk.
Okay, all right.
No spark or no fuel.
Yay! All right. I hope he's excited, because I am. Oh, go, that's the building. Go that way.
All right, we're headed to the oval track.
Yeah, that looks so cool. Sketch factor is high. I love it. Let's go.
This is going to be my very first experience with an actual dirt track car. I'm ashamed to say I've never done this. I did go to sprint car school one time, like 25 years ago-ish. All right, where's Finnegan?
Yes.
Yeehaw!
This is a kid's go-kart track.
It's banked a little.
It's got a little bit of banking, a little elevation change, and if you're feeling froggy, there is a jump in the middle.
You realize I've never driven a real dirt track car. This could be embarrassing.
Not for me.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
it will
fine.
be later.
You're gonna be fine.
Let me first just sort of feel it out. Feel out the brakes and stuff. Let's see. Strap in a little tighter. Oh, wow, that's chunky right here.
Oh, dude, this thing's going. Oh, Freiburger sloops it out. Oh my God, I thought he was going off. There was a cloud of dust, and it looked like he entered that corner backwards. Look at him drift that corner like a boss.
Oh, I hit the berm.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. He went off the side. Oh, geez.
Microphone fell under my foot.
Oh my
They're gonna have to pull me out of this.
Wow. If you had gone off over there, that'd have been really bad. This is not as bad.
This went under my foot.
Well, why'd you do that? I feel like we can just drag you out and you can go have more fun.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm going again. They're gonna just pull me backwards, and I'm ready to go.
A little more. We're good.
Shifter is really terrible. Cannot tell what gear I'm in.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at him drift. Yee-hoo-hoo. Yeah, Freiburger. Woo-hoo-hoo. I won't say this to his face, but the dude can drive.
Now that I've got some practice on the circle track, we decided this is really cool and we need to put an engine in his car, but it's gonna rain tomorrow and we'd rather swap an engine in the rain than build a track in the rain that's a big open field of just grass and weeds. And we're gonna build a 2-wide track because we hope to race wheel to wheel in these cars.
I feel like we need a circle here. You know, that's the drift area.
Okay.
Right? We'll start here on the outside of the circle. We'll come over this way, swing back this way. We'll come out here, and here's your jump.
Which is actually the berm that's already over there.
Right. And then it'll kind of go like that. You're gonna drift out of that, and then you're gonna come here, and this is the start finish. You have to drift this before you can continue on our kidney bean.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Now we just have to plow it, and we've never run equipment like this before, ever. Are you certified on that thing?
I am so not certified, but I'm so very happy to do this. Look, I'm a farmer.
You're gonna be the one setting the exact track.
Yeah.
Yeah, because tomorrow we're gonna come back and like bulldoze and make it too wide and dirt.
Oh, wait, is that it? Oh, there we go, I got it. All right. Oh, this is so cool. All right, so I'm gonna drive to what I think the starting line should be, and then I'll engage the PTO and I'll start cutting grass. I am fully mowing the lawn right now. This is awesome! If I had one of these at home, I'd probably be more inclined to want to mow my own yard. I've got our drift circle. Now I'm going towards the rest of the track. I think this is what I was meant to do my whole life. Design and build racetracks. There we go, over the jump.
We got the track sketched out, but we don't have a bulldozer right now, so we'll do that in the morning. So we're gonna see exactly what disaster is gonna befall us on putting an engine in this thing. All right, turbo 350, and we have to bolt a small block Chevy to it. We got a 350 to put in it, but it's a one-piece rear main seal, and we don't have a flex plate for that, and I didn't know the pattern on this torque converter. We've got a stack of headers over there to throw in it, so we'll decide what to do in the morning.
All right.
I can't wait.
Dude,
It's gonna be really good.
It's gonna be, like the track, I mean, granted, I was going half a mile an hour around it. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I looked at the drone shot of what you were doing. You were actually nailing it.
It's wide enough where we could both go off the jump together.
Yeah.
We could high five.
And now, the real reason for the episode. We are dozing.
And our instructor is our friend, Eric Yost, owner of Customs by Biggin, which is right there, manager of the drag strip, and we've never driven one of these. Like, I've never even climbed into one, and I'm gonna guess it's wildly different than the lawnmower.
It is, but you'll fall in love with it. It's way cooler than a lawnmower.
I've never driven anything like this either, so you're gonna school us?
Yeah, it's easy peasy, no problem.
This is a Cat D6.
Brake pedal, D-cell pedal, gear shifter, and blade. You're good to go.
Okay, all right.
So blade, up, twist, and if you wanted to pull the trigger,
Yeah.
it does the tilt.
Okay. This is gonna be a mess, you know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. Have fun.
All right. This is gonna be a disaster.
Here we go, we're off. Freiburger's about to start digging our racetrack. It's official now. We're transitioning from farmers to excavators.
I think I'm getting it now. Not digging on the right. Takes some practice to figure out how to dig the right amount.
What's his score? What's his grade?
Not bad. I've seen worse.
I see a lot of divots.
Yes.
I'm not seeing a smooth cut.
No.
I'm digging so bad. I'm hardly digging at all is the problem. I am doing terrible. I can't figure out how to get the blade in just the right place. I'm getting in a rut where I dig too deep, and then I lift the shovel back up, and then I dig too shallow, so I'm making whoop-de-doos. It's kind of hard. Yeah, like that was a deep dig right there.
He's doing great. No, he's not.
It's fun, but I'm terrible.
Yeah. I'll tell you what,
I'm terrible.
those last 7 feet, mwah, perfect.
It's so
The
hard.
first 400 feet, though, a little bumpy.
Like Eric was telling me, you start to dig, and then you back out of it, and you start making whoop-de-doos.
Do you have fun?
Yes, it's pretty great. I do not feel competent, but it is cool.
What part of the track did you figure out how to do it correctly on? Because I'm just not seeing it, dude.
All right, Mr. Big Talk, hop in.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do any better, but a couple hours ago, we had a racetrack. Now we have a supercross track. Look at the whoop-de-doos.
Oh, yeah?
You have any tips for how not to do that?
Don't do it.
Okay.
It takes a lot of blade control.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, refresher course.
Yeah.
This is your throttle. Right now, the fuel pump is off. You have to start it right about there.
Okay.
The parking brake has to be off. You turn the key to fire the thing up.
It looks fairly level. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, oh, I see what he's talking about. Oh my God, this is so hard.
There he goes. Now it's gonna start to dig deep. There it went. See that? See how the blade dug down? And there's Finnegan's first whoop-de-doo.
Yep, I just made a whoop-de-doo. So pretty much you're constantly raising and lowering the thing. Oh boy, I just dug a giant pit all the way down to China just now.
Well, I succeeded in banking the turn right here by tilting the blade.
Oh, why is he walking in front of me? That's not safe.
Yep, making whoop-de-doos. It's hard, man. Right now, Eric's telling him that he needs more angle in the blade this way because even though he's doing a good job leveling out some of the whoop-de-doos, he's leaving piles of dirt like this in the middle of the track. If you got more angle on the blade, then it'll shove the dirt off to the side. I can feel the earth shake. Thunderstorm is coming in. Finnegan and I have both made like 100 laps doing the best we can. How good is the best we can?
Better than it was before.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it better than you expected from us?
It's not bad. I mean, to be a first-time dozer operator, that's not shabby.
All right. That's all we can ask for.
I'll take that, all right.
How are we gonna fix it though? Because I'm not driving those cars on this.
Probably a little bit of smoothing with this and then the grader.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow as we fix the track. And remember, we still have to put an engine in his car. And the engine that we got, by the way, needs a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay, straight. To the right. Building a race car today.
We are, and we built a race track yesterday, and we left a lot of whoop-de-doos in it, and so we got a guy out there with a grader now smoothing it out for us. So that's going on here around the block, and it's time to put a 350 Chevy into Mike's car. A little different than what they would run in circle track engines. Got a serpentine belt drive. This one obviously did not. The motor mounts in the car are weird custom fabricated things, and we only have half of them, so we're gonna have to make those mounts. So we'll learn as we go. It'll be easy just to plop it right in. Tech tip, the small block Chevy used two different types of rear main seals. The early ones are a two-piece seal, the ones that always leak. The later ones are a one-piece seal. You can actually look carefully and see the neoprene or rubber or whatever it's made out of all the way around here. When they changed from the two-piece to the one-piece, the back of the crankshaft flange became smaller to accommodate the seal, and so the bolt pattern is also smaller. So you need a flex plate that matches with the bolt pattern. The other thing is when they made the back of that crank smaller and there's no counterweight on it, they needed to add a counterweight to the flex plate like this. All 350 small block Chevys came from the factory internally balanced, and this is confusing because it uses a neutral balance damper on the front, but it does require that weight on the flex plate. So now you know.
This was in a car with a stick.
What Mike just noticed is that this engine has a pilot bushing in it, meaning it was for a manual transmission. And I'm looking at that bushing and wondering if it's gonna hit the snout of the torque converter that centers in this ring.
Okay, so whatever that is.
680.
After some careful measuring and a lot of common sense, we realized that the snout of our torque converter is gonna hit the pilot bushing in the back of the crankshaft. Clearance is a problem. We need to get the pilot bushing out. So yeah, right now, these glazed donuts are about to go where no donuts gone before. So the key here is you want to use glaze, okay? Because there's gonna be some friction. We're almost there. Boom. Another successful food-related removal of a pilot bearing.
Perfect. We're moving on. For some reason, the frame mount was loose, and so we have to install that right here. So we're gonna have to fabricate the mounts on the other side of the engine. So once we get this installed, we'll lower the engine into it and figure out what we need to do. We've got it bolted together, and I can reach under here and spin the torque converter freely, which is what you want. When you put an automatic transmission and engine together, you want that torque converter to turn, and when you bolt it onto the flex plate, you want it to just pull forward about 1/16 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch forward to the plate.
And these bolts are the perfect length now.
We totally roadkilled the hardware on here. We didn't have the right bolts, so we stacked nuts to make ones that would work. The freedom of working on a circle track car. There's no firewall to get in our way. We're moving really slowly here, so I thought I would make the list. Number one, we need to make motor mounts happen one way or another. Eric's out trying to solve that problem for us. Fuel pump and system. This thing needs a battery. We need a radiator. The radiator's gonna need hoses. All right, I hope Eric has motor mounts because I really don't want to fabricate that.
We have a part we can use as a template for the block side.
Yeah.
And bolt right there. I'm gonna craft a beautiful set of motor mounts using drill bits that do not want to drill.
There's a store 25 minutes away that already has it in stock. Would that be faster than what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might even work too. This Freiburger just showed me something that already exists right here in Racetown, USA, rendering me virtually useless. I don't even need to be here. So our car came with frame side mounts, but no motor mounts. And we thought at first this was some homemade job that was done really well, and as it turns out, no. All-Star Performance actually sells this exact mount for our chassis. We're good to go. We can keep trucking with all the other things that this car needs. It'll be running before you know it. All right, that one's on.
I'm going to push it this way.
Okay, go ahead. There we go.
Leverage is your friend.
Motor's mounted, dude.
Yep.
Nice.
The only thing I can think of that might make us remove it again is the headers, so I think we should do that next.
I also think you should cross that off right
I think you're right. You know what? I'm gonna cross it off in red, just because it's that sporty. Ready? Motor mounts. That's a happy moment. Now everything else can fall into place. Ooh. Those headers are gonna be very different than what Finnegan ends up with. The headers are different than what's on my car. We either have chassis headers, which means the engine has to come back up, or these.
You said there's another pair?
There is, but they're just regular chassis headers. Yeah, these aren't happening.
I don't know. I think they might. Ed, I got mine in.
Really?
Yep. It's in, it's not on.
Yeah.
I don't think these are for this car.
No.
What about if yours goes on my side? I mean, except for the fact that we have tires, this would work. Where's the other ones?
Outside.
Ooh.
It won't go high enough?
It's got to come up like half the bolt hole, but that is hitting this cross member.
Oh, you can cut it off.
So the passenger side header wants to go on, but the chassis doesn't want it to let it to be there. So we're gonna have to cut that resonator slash muffler off of it so it'll stop hitting the chassis so that I can bolt this to the cylinder head. Man. There we go.
Carburetor going on. This appears to be an Edelbrock, probably 600. We don't know a lot about this engine. I do know that it's a 350 small block. It has an HEI distributor, which was super handy, doesn't require a coil. The intake manifold is one of those Performer EPS units, a dual plane that's supposed to work good with their carburetor. I know that Finnegan now has more cubes than me. Did you know my car's a 305?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Headers, carb.
Spark plugs are in.
Woohoo! Things are finally moving. We do have the 350 bolted in place. Headers, I'm working on fuel system and stuff, but I think we're gonna call it for the day. And when you come back, we're gonna make this run.
Then we're gonna drive it.
Yeah, then we're gonna race.
Wait till you see this track.
Yeah?
It's incredible. We're getting very close to firing the engine. This is a starter that you can clock multiple positions. I believe it's made by MSD. It's called the Dynaforce. And this might actually fit with our headers.
And radiator. We're gonna throw the radiator in, hook it up, and then put the car up in the air on the lift because there's a bunch more that needs to happen under there, like figuring out what the battery situation is.
All right, so what I'm thinking is if I hold this way and then you bendy it that way, then all we gotta do is bend the very end the opposite direction. Yeah, right there.
That is some dirt track engineering right there. And it's adjustable. You wanna lean that thing forward a little bit?
No, remember we gotta get the fan in there?
Yeah.
So I was trying to get her away as far as we could.
Here's where we are. Motor mount's done, fuel pump done, power steering pump, throttle linkage plug wires, thermostat housing, headers, radiator and hoses. Nothing else that we can do up here at this moment, so we're gonna put it up in the air and look at the disaster that we have going on with the rear-mounted battery. There is no battery in it right now, but the tray is right here in the least convenient location. Better I'll have to come up this way and in. Okay.
Woo, that's my finger. Oh, there we go. Cool. Bingo. Black gold.
Yeah, we didn't change the oil. We just changed the filter because it was mashed. This one, like, touches the header a little bit, but it'll be okay.
Right now, one of the last pieces of the puzzle is the wiring of the car, and I'm installing a battery disconnect switch. It's gonna give us a point at which we can distribute power from the battery to the various things in the car, other circuits like the starter button, headlights, taillights, rocket launchers, anything we wanted to power.
I am going to cross off fluid check.
This can go back up in the air to do converter bolts. There's probably a 3/8 gap between the flex plate and the converter.
Can you please watch the starter and see if the noise I'm hearing is the gear being hung up on the flywheel?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the starter's in permanent engagement with the flywheel.
It's butted up against it. It's rolling it by touching the end of the gear.
Okay. I'm taking this starter back out. We are gonna order another one from the parts store and see if that one works. See what we did wrong. Our next attempt is going to be with a starter that we ordered for an application of a 97 Camaro. Okay, installed. I think we're going to try and start this turd. Ready to turn it on?
Yes.
Fan works.
All right, we got
means the battery's doing something.
We got electricity. I don't see any smoke yet.
Nope. Nice, the starter works. Any gas yet? Do we know that there's any gas in the car?
Oh, yeah, there might not be any gas in this.
Probably no. It does not seem to me to have spark, so we are gonna check for power to the HEI. There you go. We have power to the HEI. It should have spark.
Maybe it was just cold.
Oh, it's not squirting. This is convenient.
Yeah. That's my fault.
All right, we'll just prime that baby. Runs pretty smooth.
It sounds good.
Still not picking up gasoline.
What little bit it's running, it sounds great.
Yeah, it really does.
Tease.
I don't get it.
We got a crack in a fuel line or something? There's one in line there. That's probably what was dripping on me earlier.
What we think just happened is that the mechanical fuel pump is not picking up gasoline from the tank because there's a leak right here at the fuel filter, which is really subtle. But if you touch the filter, it's wet. And if there's a crack in the line, then the mechanical fuel pump can't suck gas, it only sucks air.
That's really loose. It's not even tight.
I hope that's the repair.
Let's see.
victory.
Solid.
And it shuts off. We gotta mark our territory. I remember sitting and designing this logo from scratch with a guy named Alan Alpanian, who was our corporate art director at the time. And we sat there and messed with it and messed with it, and I wanted the grime. And this was supposed to look sort of like an old road. And there we go, 12 years later, sticking it on our race car.
Ready to race.
All right, I think we're gonna head on the drag strip, see if we can race these things.
All right, I'd call that a successful test drive. We made it.
We made it to Mooresville Dragway, which is now officially Mooresville Motorsport Complex, because we've got the Roadkill Rally World down the street.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just right there at the end of the drag strip. But first, we are gonna go side by side.
Yeah, we should find out how slow they are.
Yeah, how slow is probably the right thing. Oh, and look what's here. Eric Yost just showed up with his Camaro and the cannon. Yeah, he has a homemade cannon that we're gonna use to start us once we get to the Roadkill Rally World, but
it's a guy who knows how to party.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we have no idea of kind of mechanically what these are. I have a 305, he has a 350. They're both turbo 350s. We have no idea what gear they have in the back, but we're ready to race.
Yes.
Okay, little practice there, and here we go.
There's Freiburger. All right, we're both pre-staged. Clear stage.
Did you see that? Wow, I got him out of the hole, and he caught me and passed me. His car is way faster.
So I think I treed him. Then he drove out of my life. Then I went by it.
The 350 outpulls the 305 hard. At least now I got an excuse when he beats me on the dirt track. We should have a race to see who can get out first, because it's tough. That was fun.
I like this car.
Yeah, it was quicker than mine. 8:55 to you, 8:97 to me. So if that's a quarter mile, it's 13:42.
All right.
So not too bad. Mine's 14:08. Your car's much quicker, which is great for me because I can use it as an excuse when you outrun me at the dirt track. Let's go over there.
Okay.
This track is a beautiful thing. We were able to rough it in, by which I do mean rough.
Yeah, we made a minefield.
And then those guys came in and they actually graded it out, took the whoop-de-doos out of it, and man, it's looking smooth and good. I've already driven my car, so I say we begin time trials with you.
Okay, so 3 laps, iPhone timing. Quickest person determines pole position. Pole position is basically which side of the track do you want when we take off.
All right, I'm gonna break out the timer.
All right, I'm getting in my car. This is gonna be rad. So cool.
All right, let's get within a safe viewing distance.
Here we go.
I will tell you that our crew tested this in a Jeep Wagoneer rental vehicle and ran 44 seconds. So can Finnegan beat the rental Wagoneer? Seconds, Finnegan has beat the Wagoneer. But now he's gonna be faster because he'll be coming in hotter and he's learned the track. That was faster, he went 40.53. .41. He just keeps going faster and faster.
I think my car is a little warm. That was amazing.
You beat the rental Wagoneer.
Nice. I'm smoking a little bit.
Yeah, it's overheating. 36.41.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say this though. First gear was easier to control than second gear. Second gear is gonna be way faster if you can make it work.
My shifter basically doesn't work, so I get what I get.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool though. It was fun to watch.
I can't wait for you to experience this. This is so much fun, dude.
There we go. That's the fast part of this track right here. You can get after it right there. All right, Dave, glaze the donut. Oh man, he is greasing this thing. Look at this. Such artistry. Woo, 37.56. He is within 1 second of my best time. Oh, he's carrying some speed now. You can tell he cares. He's definitely not hanging it out like I would expect him to during qualifying here. Boom.
I think I was slower than Finn by a lot. Whew. That had to be slower than you.
You greased the donut, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely greased it. And you could tell you were trying because you were not hanging it out like I expected you to. Lap number 3, though, 38.
Yeah, so you were quicker.
Just a little bit, you know, like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so given the standings here, this means that I have the option of picking inside or outside for turn number 1, which probably doesn't matter much. But I'm gonna go inside anyway.
You're gonna go inside, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I clearly underdrove the situation. Could have been faster probably if I was sliding more. I would say that I was just trying to keep it stuck, but the truth is, I was just trying to keep from spinning out. I'm waiting for Finnegan to line up next to me. I'm also waiting for Eric to load 2 pounds of powder in his homemade cannon. Our start signal is gonna be cannon. Now, I gotta officially disclaim this and say, do not do this at home, but you're gonna need to watch it on Roadkill. This is gonna be violent.
I blew it. I meant outside, because then that gets me to the inside of that corner down there.
That's correct.
You know what that means? I'm just gonna have to go straight.
That's cheating.
Finnegan and I also agreed on a donut rule where whoever is out front has to complete the donut, but anybody who's behind has the option to skip the donut and cut ahead.
I see the fuse lighting. We're already bumping. We're already bumping. Oh my goodness. It's hard to see. I'm having to slow down a lot because I can't see. Oh, I can't see. I'm gonna follow him. Why not? I know I have the option, but I'm just gonna follow him. Oh, I'm getting roasted and I can't see nothing. Oh, I'm passing him.
And now I'm ahead of him because of the donut rule.
Oh, this is some great racing. Oh no. Oh no, my motor shut off. I stalled it. Come on, baby. I gotta catch up. Oh no. I had it.
He spun right there, I can tell.
Oh my God. I can't see.
spun it out. That was fun. You want to do it again?
After I breathed for a minute, I spun and you got around me, right?
Yep.
And then I got around you on the donut rule.
Down here, you went wide. I ducked in and passed you.
Yeah.
But then I spun out right at the end.
I saw the cones everywhere. Finnegan's gonna win by me being old because I'm out of breath.
I think my motor's so melty and unhappy.
Well, he beat me in 4, but I beat him in 3.
Oh my God, that was fun. I actually like being in second place. Your whole strategy has to change. I just need to be able to see him through this dirt cloud so that when he gets to the donut and he has to go around it, I can time it to go around him without getting hit.
Yeah.
When you're ahead of me, somehow it's actually easier to drive.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, yeah, being up front and having no mirrors, you're like, I gotta go as fast as I can so I can widen the gap so that when I go around the donut, he doesn't beat me around the outside.
Right,
you
yeah.
know? I think people can go out and buy cars like this from any racing series and then just go out in the middle of nowhere with a permit, dig a dirt track, and I think for 10 grand, you and your buddies could have 2 cars and just the rest of the day.
Buy a dirt track car for cheap and get out there and find a buddy with some acreage and a cannon and have yourself a blast. Here's something that I've been thinking about a lot over the past year or so, and that is if you really want to be a guy hooning muscle cars on dirt, there is no better training than being a dirt oval track racer. And I've never been into it, and I don't really understand the technology of it, but this episode hooked me, man. There is nothing more fun. And like Finnegan wrapped up at the end of the show, this is like a great dirt cheap way to have fun. Buy a couple of old dirt track cars, build a track, I guarantee that you will dig it, and we've got the bug, so you just might see more of this on an upcoming episode of Roadkill. This time on Roadkill, 4 guys, 5 days, a bunch of unexpected problems, turns into
The dumpster fire Daytona! Yeah! All right, so this is my 1969 Dodge Charger, which I bought in Michigan last summer at our Roadkill Nights event. And pretty much I bought it because it looks like an old NASCAR that somebody butchered into a Pro Street car, and to be honest, it's not an old NASCAR. It's a fake. It's not a real Dodge Daytona. It's just a very rusty, butchered Pro Street version that I could afford. And I bought it because I like the way it looks. Problem is it needs one of everything, including new torsion bars. We had to cut these in half to get them out. We also had to redo the brakes and the front suspension and the steering. But my friends are here, and the next 5 days, we're gonna make it run and drive and do burnouts. I have a dream. I bought this at Roadkill Nights. I'd like to drive it back to Roadkill Nights, and pretty much I bought it for the visual. From like 30 feet, your average human thinks this is a really, really expensive Dodge Daytona. From 29 feet, it's junk.
This is doo-doo.
But I'd like your opinion before we get started. You know, in 5 days, can we make this run and do burnouts?
I would say no, except for that you got some stuff done before we got here, like the brakes and wiring and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the bones will be made up of old Roadkill project cars. We have the engine out of the Death Metal Charger 383. We have the trans out of Blasphemy.
Yeah, clutchless 5-speed. That's what this thing needs.
Yeah. And then we have the Dana rear end out of the Rubber Duck Firebird, which we know is already bent. So
It's perfect.
why not use all of that stuff? I have 5 days and 2 Legends in my garage. We're fine.
But on first glance, I mean, I thought this may be a real Daytona.
Really?
Yeah.
For those unaware, the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona was a specially built model just for NASCAR. Like, for NASCAR, you had to have a production car sold to the public, and Chrysler really wanted to win, so they developed a really aerodynamic package just to win NASCAR, and then sold them to the public. They actually didn't sell very well because they're ludicrous cars. They typically don't fit in a normal garage. The claim to fame is this was the first stock car for NASCAR to run 200 miles an hour. Buddy Baker did that at Talladega and then crashed and burned. So it's perfect.
Well, that's not going to happen to us.
No, we'll be good.
I guess swing the motor in.
Pull the nose off first. We're going to have to get all this junk out of here. This thing is rusty. It's got a fiberglass nose on it, fiberglass wing.
Scratch the paint.
Not the fresh paint. I think we can get over it.
Sounds like a machine gun fire. Coming down slowly.
This is new. I've never done this before.
Oh, that's a Roadkill garage norm right there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we're up against the firewall with the flange of the bell housing.
Those wings on the pan
Right.
are interfering with their installation.
Yep.
Otherwise, it would just drop right down.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be a lot of cutting.
Okay.
You might as well just
cut it.
cut it now.
Oh, if only we had put an automatic transmission in here. That motor would already be installed. They would have just bolted right in. But we didn't. And the problem with that is it's longer and taller, and it's hitting the floor and this cross member. And the cross member is here because it not only attaches the floor to the frame rails, but it also houses the torsion bars, which hold up the entire front end of the car. It's kind of important. And we have to cut it out.
All right. Out she comes. Okay, come down.
Going in there. We're gonna cut from here to here as a starting point, then put the motor and trans back in and see, do we have to cut anything else? There we go. Fixed.
Coming down. That was good. Sort of our methodology here is we're going to take the engine and trans in and out a whole bunch of times until we've cut the floor enough to get clearance for the transmission. How's your fitment? I can see it through this hole.
It's good all the way back here.
I was hoping just to eyeball where we have to hack for the transmission and then take the trans off, mount the engine, and do the trans again.
Just like imagining being in the trench or something in World War I.
All right, we're gonna have to take this trans and bell housing off so that we can slip the engine in because the oil pan is hitting the K-member, and once that's in, we're gonna try and muscle this trans up and figure out where else we have to cut the floor.
It's pushing the oil pan forward like 2 or 3 inches. It means the clutch can has to come off. Good, they're right there.
Yep. You're good. Bingo.
In, stop. Wow. Okay. Okay, we're picking it back up so we can crawl underneath and make the transmission fit. Looks like that's gonna go.
Wow.
Great, that was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, I hope that this rusty frame rail doesn't collapse while I'm under here.
So David's jacking the transmission up right now to greet our big block Mopar, which is in place in the engine bay.
We got the transmission in so that we can start eyeballing, cutting out the floor, and so we can build a trans cross member. But we wanted to install the headers so that we can get the engine in exactly the right place before we mount the trans and lock down the position of all this stuff. The headers that Finnegan got are from TTI, which is a company I usually recommend for Mopars. These, however, are their shorty headers. The plus to this is they fit super easily.
Yes.
The downside, Steve,
Power loss.
these kill power. We tested them on Engine Masters that, hey, it's Finnegan's car. He doesn't like power that much. Oh, hi, Mike. Look how easy that was.
Yeah, the dipsticker tube is in the way, though.
Motor and trans are in, kind of. The motor's mounted, the trans is just kind of floating in space back there. We're pretty sure we're gonna have to cut the floor of the car, but we don't know how much. So what I'm gonna do is put an angle finder on the rocker of the car. I'm gonna zero it here. Then I'm gonna go to the motor and put it on a flat part of the motor and see what is our angle of our engine in relation to the rocker, because this is really the only level surface of the car. And so we kind of want to get the motor somewhat close to level, maybe a little down. We are about 3 degrees down. That means the back of the motor is tilted down. And in order to get it level with the rockers, because we zeroed this on the rocker, we'd have to raise it up about that much. That's about 3/8 of an inch in the middle of the motor, which means the trans probably has to come up about an inch to become parallel with the chassis. We're cutting more sheet metal. That's what's about to happen. Okay,
1.8.
you can go up some more, Dave.
Yeah, this shifter stud is hitting the floor already right there. It's 1 finger away right here.
Time to put the shifter in. We're going to the old tried and true H pattern, which everybody knows and loves. You know, if you know how to drive stick, you probably learned on an H pattern. Same deal, rods and levers, bolt to the side of the trans. Well, it took all of 8 seconds to figure out, not only does the shifter not clear the trans tunnel, but the shift rods don't clear the trans tunnel either. So we're gonna have to cut this further forward and we're gonna have to cut this further backwards. I think our trans is lined up where it needs to be. We need to make a trans mount because now our shifter's in, that's clearing. We have Swiss cheesed our floor. We move forward, we build a trans mount, start eyeballing our rear end problems. This is the makings of a ghetto fabulous transmission cross member. You know, if it was a race car, it'd be round and be much lighter, but this is not a race car. This is a roadkill car, so I took whatever scrap I had laying around, butchered a notch into it for the spine of the transmission. We'll put this up against our floor, put a bolt through the cross member that we already cut that is definitely rusty and not secure, and this is what will hold our transmission from falling out of the car. Don't do this at home.
Hey, I'll give it a shot. I think that's pretty close.
So far, we dropped in the engine and trans. In the next 4 days, we need to completely fabricate a rear suspension, order the drive shaft, do a complete fuel system, finish brake hard lines up here and back there, battery cable starter relay, oil pressure line, oil, trans fluid, rear end gear oil, throttle pedal and cable.
All I heard was blah, blah, blah burnouts. No problem. We can do this, man. We can do this.
So if you finish the trans cross member, I think Steve and I should rip the whole rear end out of the car so that we can get the new suspension fabbed in the rear end in so we can order a drive shaft and get that here in time.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Almost there.
This is gonna be a speedy down. That was some technique right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next plan of action is to put the wheels and tires on the new rear end, which came out of Finnegan's Rubber Duck Firebird. These tires we just installed are a ProTrack 445 5015, huge by large. The idea of this being a Dana 70 is gone. You can usually look at the web of a Dana rear end and it'll have cast in it what it is. And it clearly says it's a Dana 60.
Yeah.
It's just a big beefy one. What we're gonna do next is roll the rear end under and jack it up and make sure it fits the wheel tubs, and then start to fit the leaf springs. With the rear end rolled under the car, we sort of eyeballed the situation here, and what we decided to do is leave the leaf springs where they are rather than outboard them on the frame. That's going to end up putting the new leaf spring pads right up against the cast center section of the Dana 60, and then you have to fit a U-bolt, so we're going to grind away some ears on the casting and put a U-bolt right over the casting. We'll have to get a bigger U-bolt made for that.
I love this saw. So this is our transmission crossmember. It kind of looks like a spaceship. That's always fun. This part bolts to the transmission. This part is gonna bolt to the crossmember under the floor that we hacked in half. And the way that's gonna work is we're gonna run a bolt through this and then through the crossmember. And I've cut this piece of tubing. This is what my bolt's gonna go through. And I'm gonna slide that tube in the tubing. And then I'm gonna weld it together. And once the tube, the round tube, is welded to the box tube, this becomes one unit, and I can tighten the bolt as much as I want, and it's not gonna destroy the tubing. Everything I just did to that crossmember, which was drilling holes through it, welding in these sleeves, now I have to do to the crossmember in the car. So Steve is laying under there with a right angle drill, trying to get to the free side, so that then we can put these in there, TIG weld them in place, then we're done. With the crossmember, not the car. All right, you're through.
We're starting to position the rear axle in the car. Steve's gonna hang the spring in the shackle.
Everything has to align just perfectly.
I don't even care if it's not fast. It just looks cool.
Let her down. Mike then needs to go forward. There we go. Ah, perfect. Mine, there we go.
We have a plan. This rear end is gonna work. So what we're gonna do is unbolt the leaf springs, remount the shackles, outboard the frame rail, build a new mount up front for the hanger, and then we can finally put the weight on the tires and see the stance and be like, yeah, high five, look at those meats. Bo's happy, I can tell.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan.
All right, let's take it apart.
Yeah.
We're moving the springs outboard by one spring width. We took them out of this bracket right in here, and we're moving them just to the outside, and we will still use this. Mike is right now using CAD to make a new bracket that will go right here to hold it.
We did some cardboard data drafting, and now I'm gonna cut this out in the vertical bandsaw, run a drill bit through the original holes in it so that we're sure they line up, and then we'll be done.
Finnegan fabbed up this great bracket, which is going to move our leaf spring from right here to right here. But the thing is, to weld it in, you really want it straight. You don't want it flopped out this way or that way. So what I did is I made these pieces of tubing that went through the old bracket into the new ear right here, and then made a spacer with a nut and bolt, which holds it all together. So once this is welded, it'll be in perfect alignment to grab the leaf spring.
Good day. Freiburger and Dulcich killed it. Rear end obviously is not in the car, but we're very, very close because now we at least have front brackets to mount our leaf springs. We'll build the back ones tomorrow. It's bedtime. Going to bed. Done.
Good morning from the palatial Finnegan estate. You can do anything here, but we're doing it slowly. The list is still long. Those guys are out at storage place picking up parts so we can finish up the rear suspension, but I still have this list to do, so I'm gonna start whittling away at that. Engine compartment's where I'm most at home, so I think I'm gonna start bolting headers on, and those guys can finish up the suspension once they get back.
I'm really excited about these. These are used Centerline Combo Pros, and we stuck Mickey Thompson ET Street Skinnies on the front. Perfect for our Pro Street car. Yep, it rolls.
I think the torsion bars probably have no tension in them.
Hey, but it's still in one piece. Here's our plan. We're gonna take the leaf springs out. We're gonna drill new holes for the rear shackles 1 inch further forward so that when it's sitting at ride height, the shackles have a little more rearward angle. And then we're gonna make new mounts so that we can move the leaf springs out more to the frame rails, giving us plenty of room to put that giant Dana 60 center section under this car.
There we go. Just got that skewered, and now Finnegan's gonna come back, cut that to length, and weld it in.
I can't approve of RTV on a valve cover gasket. No. Finnegan wants to install a tunnel ram on this. As a matter of fact, we got one from eBay. So I'm gonna go open it and inspect it and decide if we're installing it or not on our short deadline. Tunnel ram scenario, this falls under the category of completely optional. Ooh, this is an old one too. This is a Y-end tunnel ram for the 383 Big Black Chrysler. See how it says "say Y and" on the logo? That is the older one. So this thing is legit. Now, the real time consumer on the tunnel ram is not so much the tunnel ram itself, but the linkage. And he got a couple of carburetors. Are not really tunnel ram carburetors. These are single 4-barrel race units. This is gonna be a Holley XP 750 double pumper. We're gonna put them on sideways, as all good tunnel rams should be. Uh-oh. All right, we're not using this tunnel ram. That game is over. So this is such an old tunnel ram that it's only drilled for the bolt pattern for an AVS type carburetor or for inline Holley. So the sideways mounted Holleys are not gonna work. See, they'll mount inline, but 2 of them won't fit because the float balls will hit each other. So that's game over on the tunnel ram. I made spark plug wires and battery cables happen, and Dulcich is fixing the alternator bracket. Now I have to move on to some wiring. Finnegan had a friend go through the car and actually wire all the headlights and turn signals and all that stuff. It's kind of crazy. And he also wired the stuff off the factory ignition switch according to the colors of the factory 1969 Charger wiring diagram.
Oh yeah, no, we're good. We're
Really?
good.
Oh, that worked out perfectly.
Nailed it.
Is that in the middle?
Ish.
So you have 3.5 inches from tire to spring, and this says 3 inches. So push it 1/4 inch. That might have nailed it. I mean, there's still the spring dangle,
11 years
but
of
it's
soccer.
pretty close.
Was Bruce Lee here?
Okay. All right, ready for axle coming down? That, okay?
There we go.
Yeah.
So right now the guys are throwing U-bolts and spring pads in there. We don't have all the parts to actually lock this in place. We're missing the bushings for the back of our leaf springs. Those will be here tomorrow. But tonight we can at least clamp this together and set it on the ground and be fully motivated to keep going because we only have 2 days left. What we have here are the finest 445 tires money can buy. We want them to fit in here without hitting the quarter panel like they're doing it now. Now, if we just lower the jack and let this hit the ground, the wheel's gonna go back, but not before it caves in the already dented quarter panel. So I'm gonna clearance it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, going down for the stance.
Ooh.
Boom.
Dude,
It's sitting on the quarter panel here in the back.
it is?
Yeah.
Dude, I have all the room in the world back here. Dude, look at the wing and the big tire and...
It's pretty good.
It is so cool. This looks awesome.
It's a big meat.
Oh, man.
Ooh, ride's good. We need to crank up this torsion bar like crazy.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Me
We get to
too.
cruise this, dude. We get to cruise this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, this is badass. I love crappy cars.
Well, you've reached the pinnacle.
Dude, I know, like,
It's actually good.
like
Yeah.
we literally just built the crappiest version of the coolest muscle car ever.
I think if we crank up that torsion bar, you might solve some of your tire problems.
Oh, yeah. One of the things we noticed when we got the car on the ground on its mean tire and wheel combination is that it's sitting kind of cattywampus, so we've got to do something about that. Fortunately, a Mopar's got adjustable torsion bars, so all you have to do is go underneath, adjust the adjuster, and level her out.
Stop. Now do the other side. This tire's ramrodded into the quarter. After all that measuring and fiddling and bending in the back, trying to center the rear end, we decided that that was all ridiculous because we don't have bushings in the leaf springs and there's a bunch of other problems where it just needs to be tight and final installed before we really measure anything. So what we're gonna do now is pick this up and put it on race ramps to get it up off the ground and measure for our drive shaft length. But when we do that, we have a new surprise for you, and it's really good.
Crawled under the car to measure it for a drive shaft, and I discovered we can't put a drive shaft in this car because there's a cross member here. And I never really paid much attention to this cross member before, especially not when we were welding leaf spring brackets to it. But basically, this rear cross member is the backbone of the rear suspension. Tomorrow, we get to do major surgery on this.
Thursday morning, and I'm leaving for a vacation trip on Saturday, so we have 2 days to do all this. I just made a more detailed list of everything that we need to do, and we went through it and marked off the optional things, stuff we didn't need in order to do burnouts. My job's gonna be engine. Steve's working on bolting in the steering column. Finnegan's working on that pinion angle and drive shaft, and you'll see another guy here in the background, Joe. He's helping us all day long, so you'll see him.
In the interest of forward progress, I'm trying to lock the rear end in place. Currently, the rear axle is just sitting on the leaf spring pads on top of the leaf springs loose. We'd like to lock the rear end at least side to side and set the pinion angle. Well, the way you do that is by welding the axle tubes to the axle pads. We can't do that until we figure out, is our axle centered so that the tires don't hit the quarter panel? I don't want to measure the leaf spring because this stuff is all crooked still because it's not tightened up. So we're going to measure from the ruler to the tire on both sides, shift the rear end, I think this way, tighten everything down with the U-bolts. When we're sure the pinion angle is correct, we'll weld it. So right now we're taking the trans back out again to put the clutch back in that we removed earlier. Once the clutch is in, the trans back in, we have a yoke on its way. We'll put the yoke in the back of the trans, then measure for our drive shaft, which our local guy will get done today.
I finished most of the wiring except for charge wire and starter wire, which is holding on other things. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the carburetor. We got this, the Holley 1850. Old school, 600 CFM, vacuum secondary, mechanical choke. Look at that. You know that's gonna come into play. This thing is gonna save me some time because it has a single fuel inlet. The typical high-performance Holley carburetors that we use are dual feed, and it just takes more plumbing to do that. And the aftermarket kits that you can get to go into those generally ram right into a big block Mopar distributor. So this is gonna be good enough for Finnegan to do burnouts. Quick tech tip, when I install a carburetor, I like to work the throttle linkage, and don't forget to do it on the vacuum secondary as well, just to make sure that the blades are not hitting the manifold and the linkage is not hitting the outside of the manifold. This one seems flawless.
I wanted to finish up the steering column, but the guys are working there, and so I'm gonna move on to the radiator. What I have is a Griffin aluminum radiator that replaces the original copper brass radiator. Now, when you're putting in an aftermarket part, you have to expect a little finessing to get it to work. The fans are ramrodded right into the water pump, so that's not going to operate like that whatsoever. So the radiator has to come forward. I think we can modify, cut off these flanges, and when we're all done with that, it's just going to be nuts and bolts and wires, and all of this is going to function exactly as the manufacturer intends.
Mike and Joe got the transmission and the clutch back in, and we got it jacked up in position, and Dulcich and I were able to measure the drive shaft. finally, they're gonna turn it around in 1 day, so we should get that done. I'm in the middle of ordering a bunch more parts from Summit Racing that we need in order to wrap this thing up.
Right now, Dulcich is at the front of the Charger, cutting up my mint condition core support to put a new radiator in.
We're just gonna try to find space a millimeter at a time, pulling that radiator back little by little until it fits in just as if it was made for the car. Well, in fact, it was made for the car, but that's a story for another day. This is gonna be our trial fit. We made a few modifications to the core support, which should gain us a little clearance. That's a complete win.
Yeah. Nice work. Man, I'm glad I got that together.
What we have here is a visual representation of how this build is going. This is the starter that was on that 383 when it was in death metal. It does not work. Brand new AC Delco unit also doesn't work. Why? Because the headers we bought won't allow either one of these to bolt up. I went all the way to my other shop and grabbed 3 starters from Blasphemy. One of these has to work. All right, that's not gonna work. It does not work. It's also really far.
To people at home, if you have a 383 and you buy the shorty block hugger headers from TTI, they won't tell you that there's only one starter in the entire world that will work on this, and it's made by some guy at his home garage, and you know you're not gonna find it. So there's your warning.
We're supposed to drive this tomorrow, but I don't think that's happening.
Steve's still working on the valve cover. Mike's underneath. You can hear him starting to zap the whole chassis back together. My job is break hard lines throughout the entire car. And by hard lines, I mean potentially soft lines. This is a -3 AN line that is crimped specifically for brake pressure. And, you know, they've said forever that you shouldn't use a bunch of this in your brake system because they expand and give you a squishy pedal or something. I'm not buying it. So I think I'm gonna try and do that everywhere that I can. It's sort of a hunt to find fittings and stuff. Other cases, I'm going to build hard lines. You can see my template here for making that happen.
You guys want to feel way better?
Sure.
Suspension. No.
Incomplete. A lot of stuff is started, nothing is completed.
Well, brakes.
No.
But you can scratch that one off.
What?
Valve cover gaskets. Done.
Valve cover gaskets. Done.
That's one more off the list.
Dude, you're a legend.
No exhaust.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna put this back over here and focus on what we did accomplish today, guys. Tomorrow will be way more victories.
Well, right now, sleep, maybe.
Good night, guys.
It went really good today, though. I feel good.
Hi there. It's the same day.
I know I went to bed, but I woke up on the same day.
It's morning.
Punch drunk, tired.
Producer Taylor went to Knoxville. He went somewhere in Tennessee last night, met a Roadkill fan, and found these, which means any of our 6 starters will now work on this car.
Yes, from none to all, right?
We got to remove the headers and install stock manifolds. Back to work, lots to do.
All right.
It might seem like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but what I'm doing is I'm taking off our carefully installed shorty headers and putting on these, the factory 440 HP manifolds. We tried every single starter known to man, and none of them would fit with those shorty headers. With this, I can put practically any starter, and it'll fit no problem at all.
Right now, Joe is in the back of the car finishing up the fuel cell mount. I have to modify the fuel cell to actually make it fit our Pro Street car. And the reason for that is our rear frame rails are very narrow. The problem is it normally mounts in the car like this. Like if that's the front of the car and that's the back, it goes between your frame rails. Our frame rails are so narrow, I have to turn it like this. The problem with that is the outlets for the fuel are no longer at the back of the vehicle, which is where you want them. As the car accelerates, gravity, acceleration, all that, it's gonna make the fuel go backwards. So what I'm gonna do is cap these off. I'm gonna drill a hole at our new back end of our fuel tank. weld that bung in there, and now we can put an outlet fitting and a hose where we need it. All right, that's not gonna leak.
Here's sleep deprivation in action. This is so stupid. Dulcich was walking by this morning, noticing something. He says, Freiburger, do you have the line lock going to the rear brakes? It's like, yes, I do. The line lock obviously is supposed to go in the front brakes. If you don't know what a line lock is, you step on the brakes, you press a button, it locks all the pressure to the front brakes, releases pressure to the back brakes, and you can do a burnout because the front end's locked up. You really want to eyeball that the drum brakes have the smaller reservoir and are typically in the front of the master cylinder, and the disc brakes typically have a larger reservoir and are typically on the back of the master cylinder. And I was feeding that line lock from the front. So I will be rebending this Picasso of a line. And it'll probably actually look better, and I won't trap a nut on it.
We tried a bazillion starters with the other header, and there was no way any of them were gonna work. So we put the stock manifolds on, and right now this starter is gonna drop in place like it was made for the car.
We're ready to set our drive shaft angles, and it's actually a perfect situation where we're able to set the pinion angle because the spring pads aren't welded on yet, and we're able to move the transmission up and down to get that just right. Here's the situation with U-joints. They want to operate in equal and opposite angles. Imagine that the pinion in the rear end is perfectly level with the ground, and so is the transmission. You can see that the drive shaft is going to be at the same angle on both ends. It's just that the angularity is down here on this end and up here on that end. And so what you have to do is make that happen in the car, which can be tricky. And remember that you also want the rear end pinion on a sprung car, not on like an IRS, to be down a couple degrees more than is required, so that when you're accelerating and the pinion climbs the ring gear, that it ends up being in the right place. Now we're ready to check the angularity from the transmission to the drive shaft. Now the way we're going to do that is with a little angle finder right here, and I have to use this little surface right here. And I'm going to hold the angle finder to it. Once I have it zeroed on the transmission, I move it over here to bottom dead center on the drive shaft. So what I've got here is 0.6 degrees. So what that means is essentially the transmission center line is even with the drive shaft. It's 0.6 degrees down, but you really want more than that. Now, the reason why it's almost flat is because this car has huge tires on the back. You can see that a tall tire would move the back of the car up, and then you have to move the axle up to move the back of the car down. When you do that, you end up putting the transmission and the pinion almost in line, which is a problem because a U-joint doesn't want to operate at 0 degrees. It wants a couple degrees on it so that it doesn't have sort of a flutter to it. Now we're going to move to the back and adjust the pinion angle, which I can't do right now because we've got that cross member hitting the drive shaft. So maybe I'll ask Finnegan to cut that out and we'll carry on.
Okay, drive shaft, go back in.
0.1. 1. Okay, that's good. Now this. Okay, we're good. Man, it's a process. We just spent like half an hour measuring and triple measuring everything we need to set the pinion and transmission angle and make a transmission spacer. Mike just tacked the spring pads onto the rear end housing. I'm gonna go tighten all the U-bolts up, which will squish everything together and might change the pinion angle a little bit. Then we'll jack everything back up. Then we have to take the whole thing out, fully weld the spring pads, refabricate the cross member that we cut out, and then put it back in, figure out the shocks and the shock cross member.
I don't know what time it is, but we're supposed to be doing burnouts by now, and it's been one little thing after another. It's just eating and eating and eating at our time. Like right now, I need to connect the pedal to the push rod to operate the master cylinder. That's going to take time. Freiburger had to make brake lines. Finnegan had been getting this rear end ready to go in. There's all kinds of stuff, but you know what? We're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to get out there and we're going to do our burnouts. Even if Freiburger misses his vacation, we are doing burnouts.
Burnouts are not happening tonight. But on a positive note, we can cross stuff off the list. Rear shocks, we bought them, they're here. Oh, did you guys replace the leaf spring bolts?
Yep, done. Rear end's almost back in.
Cross that off. The hard line to the T on the rear axle?
Close. Victory.
Wow. For the first time, I think we might pull this off. This is great progress. This is all that's left to do. I've already done one thing this morning. It's 7 a.m. It's not the same day as when it was the same day yesterday morning, but it's the same day as when it was the same day last night at 3 in the morning when I went to sleep.
That's this morning.
We're gonna try desperately to get this all done and get at least one burnout in today.
I think by noonish today, this will roar to life. I'm gonna put the shifter in. This straight stick from Long Racing Shifters is what I ran during Drag Week 2019 when Tony Angelo and I set the class record and won with this transmission. But it's a little too far forward in this car, so we're going road race style with this kickback shifter. And then we also got a new B&M shift knob, which is bigger than our shifter, but all the inserts for it are smaller than our shifter, so this is not gonna go on. I'm gonna install the G-force knob, which is gonna fit, but doesn't have a button, which is a bummer. So now I'm gonna have to put like a micro switch on the stick to activate the line lock.
I'll let that run out.
It's time to remove the front part of that roll bar. We'll just cut it and bend it till it breaks off.
Now watch this. It's barely welded on, and it's made of 1.5-inch tube, which isn't legal for any sanctioning body anywhere. Ha! Ha!
One of the last things we got to do before we test drive the car is adjust the shifter, which is kind of a process. Essentially, the way this works is you're moving the lever here, but then there's 3 rods down here that turn 3 separate levers to engage the gears. To adjust it, you slide this pin into these 3 rails. Once it's in there, what you're looking for is the ability to slide the pin smoothly in and out. If it does not slide smoothly through each one of these rails, then you turn these rods, which have left and right-hand thread heim joints in them, to release a gap here and here, forward and backwards, and eventually this will be smooth. And once this is smooth, that allows you to bang shift this thing real easy. This is a clutch-assisted transmission, which means in first gear, when you take off from a stoplight, you use the clutch. After that, you should be able to just rip this stick and go right into the next gear.
Up, up, down,
Down,
up,
up.
That's cool.
What do you think?
We can fire it up and go for a ride.
Daylight.
Oh,
All right.
this car rolls. This car stops. Here we go.
Wow, runs good. There we go. Stop. Gas leak.
fuel filter.
Dude, when do you think the last time this car ran was?
Never?
I don't think it's ever run.
Probably sometime long before they decided to cut it up and do all this.
Yeah. Dude, that was 5 days.
This one's cinched down. We need to get another
This is clamped
hose
all
clamp.
the way down and not clamped enough. We're gonna see if it still leaks.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Motor's
is our bestest, trashiest car ever. It's already been driven like 4 miles and nothing has gone wrong. So of course, we head to the burnout. Yeah. 2-tire fire.
Oh, that was great.
That was cool.
So awesome.
I was really worried that the diff was open based on what we were doing in the shop, but
Yeah!
clearly we got 2-tire fire.
It works. See, I told you it wasn't an open diff. Look at that.
How come you didn't grab second?
Oh, I don't know. I forgot. 5 days.
I made it happen.
We did. No kisses, all right?
Wait till you see it in the next episode of Roadkill, where we drive that thing to Roadkill nights.
This is a recipe that always works. You buy the very worst example of your favorite car, get a bunch of used parts you have lying around, lock your friends in the garage for a week with the only goal being to just make it run and drive. We did that. In fact, the dumpster fire Daytona actually does burnout. Sure, she's not perfect, and she does need a little refinement, which we're gonna do off camera before road tripping this thing all the way to Roadkill Nights in Michigan, and you're gonna see that on an upcoming episode of Roadkill.
on, Roadkill. It is an epic buddy trip to Roadkill Nights.
The very best road trip I've ever taken with my friends.
Yeah! Yeah! Motor Trend presents Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge, which is the event where we race on the street on Woodward in Pontiac, Michigan. And this time, we're driving Finnegan's dumpster fire Daytona all the way there.
I'm so excited about this.
It's pretty good.
We're going back to the place I got the car.
That's right, last year, right?
That's right.
I remember seeing it as thing, I'm like, that's garbage.
Yeah, and then I talked you into turning into a plumber and coming to my house and building it.
We made it happen.
Yeah. This is my 1969 Dodge Charger. It's a fake. It's not a real Dodge Daytona. It's just a very rusty, butchered, pro street version that I could afford. It's made up of all my used leftover parts. It has the engine out of the death metal Charger. You remember that car? We took out a perfectly good 383 Mopar big block and put in a Toyota 2JZ turbo motor.
Oh my God.
Then I robbed the old 5-speed transmission out of Blast Me, my 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Out back, that is a bent Dana 60 that came out of my rubber duck Firebird. Then I conned my friends into coming to my house in Georgia and completely rebuilding it and making it run in just 1 week. And now we're gonna road trip it all the way to Michigan.
But you've like tuned it up since then. What changed?
I made sure it would overheat by installing the hood and the nose. There's about 20 feet of the worst exhaust system I've ever cobbled together under this car.
That's saying something.
All in the name of putting the hater pipes behind us and to the side so that we don't suffocate driving all the way to Michigan.
You also have glass.
Oh yeah, we got a windshield put in?
The last time I saw this car, it was cobbled together just enough to do a burnout, and it drove 3 blocks and overheated radically. So now we're gonna get in and drive 700 miles. But it's thunderstorms all the way up against the eastern seaboard, all the way to Detroit.
We're gonna leave Georgia today and head towards a tornado.
Feeling kind of damp right now, actually. And loud. Well, we got the Daytona on the road, but here's something we haven't told you yet. We have our buddies with us. We got Steve Dulcich in the bank shift Cougar.
Beginning our road trip to Roadkill Nights.
And we've got Dave Newbern and Mike Cotton in Rick Claremont.
Here we go.
Ready?
Woo! Newbern and Cotton, they're right behind me. They're in the Rick Claremont, and I'm driving the bank shift Cougar. The motor is a 363 Dart Windsor. It's a very compact motor, same as a 289 or a 302, but I've got 363 cubes working for me, so that's pretty good. Plus, it's bulletproof. It's being a Dart block and all. I ended up putting in a Tremec TKX transmission. That was the best thing I could have done. That gave me overdrive. Although, look, the road's wet right there.
We're in Rick Claremont, our 1978 Ford Fairmont. It's got a blown 6-liter LS in it. This is our burnout car.
Before it became our burnout car, our first season of Faster with Finnegan, we actually took the 78 Fairmont and kind of went NASCAR racing with it. So we put a 347 in it that actually was not set up for boost, with a 5-speed 373 gear, lowered it down. Yep, we put a 671 blower on a vehicle that wasn't meant for boost. It ran 138 mile an hour around Atlanta Motor Speedway.
After we did all that, we took a 6-liter LS that I had sitting in my storage for about 12 years. I have no idea how many miles are on it. We stuffed it back in the car just to get it running, slapped a blower on it, turned it into a burnout car.
Oh boy. Skinny tires up front, way too wide in the back.
And it's raining.
You think Cotton and Newbern are out of gas already?
Yeah, they've got an 8-gallon fuel cell with a 671 blower on an LS motor.
And a lead foot.
That's 5 miles per gallon. That means they're going 40 miles at a time.
Hey, we got fuel coming out of the top of that regulator.
That's pouring fuel. It's literally pouring fuel right now.
Okay,
How long have you been doing that?
I don't know. I just saw it.
Ah! It's getting windy.
Wow, it's windy. It's raining.
Wow, the sideways rain is really something.
We're gonna start the hydroplane pretty quick here.
But the good news is it's holding steady at 230 degrees.
We're almost there.
This is so sketchy. I can't tell if the front end's completely wore out or if I'm actually hydroplaning.
What the hydroplane is you get water trapped between the road surface and the rubber of the tire, and that just makes it real slippery.
So audience, let me explain to you exactly why this is a terrible idea. It's a Pro Street car. Pro Street means that the back half of the chassis has been modified to accept wheel tubs for massive rear tires. In this case, a Pro Track 445 5015. Now the problem comes in the rain because a big wide tire like that really loves to hydroplane.
When the rain hits, even though there's sights on that tire, it's sketchy. So I'm wondering if that's what they're having issues with, because they're probably all over the road.
All right, we're pulling over. This is just too sketchy. It's right here.
All right.
We're pulling into Old Car City, USA. It's like a huge junkyard that's got so much stuff.
Here's what just happened. We made it about 10 miles. We left. Steve can't see out the windshield, no wipers. These guys in Rick Flaremont have a fuel leak. Mike and I are terrified of hydroplaning, and we're overheating, and we can't see. So we pull over, and what do you know? We're at Old Car City, which claims to be the oldest and largest junkyard ever. I've been wanting to come here for a long, long time, but not under these circumstances.
No.
And the rain broke for just a moment, and they're closed today on Monday, but they gave us half an hour to look around. I've seen so many pictures of this place in all sorts of automotive media over the years, and it's like exactly what I expected. Nothing here is for sale. It's like an art installation. They've got signs and stuff everywhere that are just like entertainment, and so many cars and parts that you wish you could have. This is a short bed, wrong bed. That's kind of wild. So they call these Fords wrong beds. It's an earlier fridge type truck, like 58 type truck bed, but it's what they call a slick on the body.
I'm actually frustrated now. Look at some of the parts that are sitting here. Those are actual magnesium wheels.
Well, you can tell by the way they're turning colors, yeah.
Look at all the hoods. So many cars could get saved if this dude would just cut loose with the parts.
Yeah.
And the yard would still be cool, still be littered with cars he doesn't want to sell.
Look at the tree.
It came through the bumper. So the car got parked, and it's been here so long that nature just went like, I don't care about you, I'm going this way. Nature always wins, folks. Buy the cookies, drink the beer, get the car, take the road trip, nature's gonna win.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go there, wish I could spend more time, but what we're gonna do now is try and make some miles.
Back on the road. Conditions are not that great. The problems we're having is Finnegan hydroplane with this 18-inch wide tires.
He can't even drive on this road. Why are we putting a tub car on the interstate?
You're not gonna be able to stop if you start to lose it.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad idea.
You're gonna go right into the other lane. I'm saying I would slow down.
I'm saying let's get a hotel in Cartersville.
Correct. Here's the problem. You invite these guys and they bring the fail with them. This is like the worst start and stop we've ever had. We're back to zero. We're calling it for the day. Too much rain. Is your gas leak actually that bad?
Every time you give it throttle, it starts like puking out the regulator, so I need to fix that, which is great because now I can go back to my house and grab another one and fix it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, everyone's going home. We're going to a hotel, and we'll pick this up again tomorrow. Not supposed to be any rain. We're going to hit the road. We got to cover about 200 miles a day. Got this.
What can go wrong?
It is day 2 of our road trip adventure, and although we're still in the same place, yesterday was great because it was a good test for all the vehicles. None of these cars have wipers, none of these cars have headlights, and apparently one runs hot, one leaks fuel, and well, I think Steve's is pretty good.
Steve's is good.
Yeah.
Mike and Dave are going to go in and fix their overheating issue, and we're going to go ahead and address our fuel issue. We found a couple of regulators. We're going to tear them apart and see if the diaphragms on these will work in this. Hopefully, they'll fix it. Okay, this is your diaphragm, and it's got to have maybe a little bit of a tear in it. As it built the pressure, it was shooting out. So hopefully this diaphragm diameter is the same as this one or that regulator. There's not much to the regulator itself except this diaphragm. If they go bad, they go bad. We're just gonna keep it simple and use the lines that were on it, then hook it all up to it, and we're good.
When we got back here, we cruised through the door with the engine at 253 degrees. The engine in the dumpster fire Daytona pretty much wants to be on fire. Obviously, we can't have that. So I'm gonna grab some cardboard. I'm gonna make a template and try to make a dam that funnels the air from the headlight holes into the radiator. And then these two guys are gonna come up with some sort of cool air dam funnel system to take the air that's going under the nose of the car and send it through the radiator.
You have to use the tool properly, Dolchek. I can't believe how crooked you got that.
I know. It's a little wavy, but that's immaterial.
We can do this again.
Here, this time I'll watch and you cut.
We're good. It's running about 7.
Our fuel system is fixed. We got our fuel pressure set where we want it. As soon as Cotton clips these zip ties, it's 100% done. The guys are still trying to figure out their air ducting system to cool that charger down. We have QA1 shocks on the rear of this car, and when we were doing our burnout stuff, we tightened it all the way up. We wanted it as stiff as we could be. But now that we're actually going 700 and some odd miles, we want a soft ride. So now we get to go back there and turn those knobs down and actually get some cushion in those shocks, which is great.
Should we sit in like recliners and wait for them?
Hey, we might be sitting on the side of the road. That might be waiting for us later, so you better watch what you say.
Everything we're doing here is about trying to put a high-pressure area in front of the radiator and a low-pressure area behind it. Airflow likes to go from high pressure to low. So he has taken the screens out of the former headlight holes, hoping that the screens were holding back some airflow. They've made some air directors to take that air and go straight through the radiator. I have hope here.
This will totally work. I mean, it'll do something.
Wait till you see what we're doing.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I've got this air dam that's going to go right on the core support and hopefully deflect air basically straight up into the radiator. And then what these guys are doing right now is tilting up the back of the hood so that there's a gap at the back, so that there's a vent so that air flows through there and out the back.
I feel like all of this will do something.
We don't know.
This is going to be the coolest running Daytona in history.
We're racing.
At Roadkill Nights. Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Look at that.
It's like a cowl induction hood.
It's beautiful.
Look at that.
I mean, it's not, but it's gonna work.
This is a high pressure area, so we have to hope that the pressure coming out of the engine compartment is greater than the pressure going in. This could be a negative.
Well, I have all the confidence in the world that my car is not gonna overheat, but Cotton and Newbern's car, we'll see. We'll see.
Not climbing anymore. I think it's fixed. It's sitting at like 209. If it stays there, we're good.
I wasn't ready for that.
This is badass.
Dude, this is great.
Oh, man.
This is great. Like,
let's do the math. We went 20 miles yesterday. I put in almost, let's just say 3 gallons. Okay? It's an 8-gallon tank.
so roughly about 100 miles.
100 miles? We used almost half a tank in 20 miles. Once we get to 50 miles, we're done. If it's not worse than that.
We started this whole shindig outside of Atlanta. Right now we're in Dalton, Georgia. We've made it like 75 miles.
Wow.
Which, on the good news, that's like 10%.
I think that's moving.
Yeah, we're trying to get all the way to Pontiac, Michigan for Roadkill nights. So far, things have been perfect with the bank shift Cougar.
Well, I'm running 140 degrees. I got 60 pounds of oil pressure, and I do burnouts at will by stomping on the gas pedal, so I don't even need this.
Well, you've got the fire extinguisher, and so you're going to go with Finnegan because not only is this thing still running 230 plus degrees, but we just discovered a major fire hazard. The fuel filter is all melty and coming apart.
So not only are we overheating the engine, but we are now boiling the fuel. Our plastic fuel filter is melting. So pretty much fire hazard for dumpster fire. So we're gonna replace that with a metal one that we got from the parts store. Fixed.
Great.
So I'm gonna drive the Cougar?
Yeah.
Cotton, you coming with me?
I'll ride with you.
Perfect.
All right, I'm with Finnegan. I'm standing by.
You're a lone wolf. Yeah. You can break it by yourself, I have faith.
This is gonna be great.
All right, Freiburger Cotton reunited.
And it
feels so good.
Oh, good. We're down to 190.
Oh, good.
Sweet. All right, Dulcich, let's hope it doesn't rain.
I know.
That loud in that car?
It's really loud in that car. Wow, that's slow.
Dude, you didn't know that?
This is clearly the fastest car.
Oh, hush! Rick Claremont took off after you, and it almost beat you.
So far, my personal Motor Trend road test experience reveals that the bank shift Cougar is the best road car.
Well, thank you, Freiburger.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's not the coolest car. That's still a shootout between the Daytona and Rob Ferry Duster, whatever that thing's called.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Claremont, you say it with authority and bass when you talk about that car.
Fairfield? Here's the cool thing. We got permission from the Fireworks Supermarket to do a three-way burnout in their parking lot.
So who's riding with who?
It's the Daves in the Ferry whatever.
Yeah. Stop it.
You picked the right car, my friend.
And then the mics will be in this.
And the Steve will be on his own. Awesome, I loved it. The slow rotation.
I can't breathe.
Look at this smoke, dude. That's awesome.
Time to switch it up. Everybody got gas?
Yep.
Yeah.
Freiburger?
Daytona?
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah, you've been lone wolf this whole trip, so it's your turn to be lone wolf.
Okay.
You two go together in the Cougar. You drive Rick Claremont.
Absolutely.
Woo, baby. Newbie in the Cougar.
Here we go.
Good. Is this right? Or faster, slower?
Yeah, you're going 60.
So it'll run cool at this speed?
Oh yeah, you can go 3,000 with no steer, 210.
So What's the vibration in the clutch pedal?
I think the whole car vibrates because of the drive shaft.
Yeah, I'm feeling it through the clutch.
I just live with it, you know.
Yeah.
We never ever balanced the tires on this. It like shakes like crazy.
We're gonna ride a boat across the river. We're in Kentucky. That is Ohio over there, and that is the Ohio River in the way. We're at Anderson Ferry. This thing has been here since 1817, and we're gonna load our cars on it and drive across. This is cool.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm on a boat.
Yep.
I'm on a boat.
Your favorite thing.
Take a good hard look.
This is slick.
Have you ever had anybody do a burnout on your boat? He doesn't care. He said yes.
Really?
He said yes.
You're doing it.
Okay.
Dude. Finnegan just got permission to do burnouts on the boat. Wow. This is so cool. Wow, doing burnouts on Anderson Ferry, crossing the Ohio River. No one does this. This is amazing.
I got too much traction. It ain't gonna stay still. I smell your clutch, Dulcich.
That was absurd. Super dangerous and stupid. But who gets to do that? We're on the Ohio River. Look at that.
This is pretty sweet. Nice work, dude.
Yeah, I was pushing the front tires.
Definitely Claremont wins that deal. That had a lot of flair. Another lifetime roadkill experience. Burnouts on Anderson Ferry. And now we're in Ohio.
That was awesome.
Oh, that was the greatest thing ever.
I can't believe they were just like, yeah, do burnouts, whatever.
I asked him if it had ever been done before. He said, yeah. I'm like, can it be done again? He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, that was a hell of a day 3 ending, Steve.
No, we covered some miles. We rode on a ferry. Your car did pretty good.
Pretty epic.
Wow. Yeah.
It's Thursday, and although our plan has us arriving in Pontiac, Michigan, about 285 miles from here tomorrow, the event doesn't start till Saturday, and it is Roadkill nights, which means I don't think we got to be there till Saturday night. So why not stop under a freeway overpass to install a tunnel ramp? Tunnel ramp!
Tunnel ramp. But the great part is that we're gonna cut a hole in a 1-year-only 1970 Charger hood.
This is how much I care.
Yeah. So here's the situation. This hood that we're about to cut is actually a difficult to find unit. Charger guys really value them. And I could be wrong, but I don't think they're reproduced. All right, Nimbin, let's put it on the moving blanket so we don't scratch it. Yeah.
Wouldn't want to damage it.
What we have to do here is change the intake manifold. Super easy on a big block Chrysler because there's no water that flows through the intake and you don't have to remove the distributor from the engine block. What's a tunnel ram? Basically, it's dual quads on a big high-rise intake with really long intake runners. They guaranteed make more torque. They usually make more horsepower.
Come, right.
There we go.
There we go. We're getting it.
Yeah, Dulcich.
That's a ba-bam. You got it?
It's hot.
Woo! That's a lot of glue. It's already sealed on the other side, and you don't need a gasket on this side.
And the perforations will be intact because they were protected by the wrong gasket.
Yeah, the bumps are still there.
Like a lot of parts on this car, this came from eBay, and it's used. And it's a vintage Hawaiian tunnel ram. We are gonna reuse one of these 1850 Holley carburetors that was on the motor. We got a second one. We've got to make a linkage to go between here, tee the fuel lines together, and then after that, it just bolts on.
Tunnel ram! Here's the thing, you can put a big block Chrysler intake manifold on backwards. The flange is the same.
Damn.
But on the tunnel ram, there's some angle to the carburetors. And it is on right. Look at that.
That looks awesome.
Instant hero. Bolt that junk on.
So much better.
You know, people actually think, quote, you can't drive a tunnel ram on the streets, but you can make these things great. The only thing about them is that they might not cold start nearly as well, but aside from that, you can make these perfectly drivable. Dulcich is gonna master that linkage with the mechanics wire.
I like it so much, I kind of want to see the whole motor. We don't have to cut the hood. All right, wide open. I love it.
We're ready to fire it.
Little sparks. Oh, kill it.
Maybe want to fix that leak.
It's that.
That's that. And now it's pouring rain. Perfect timing. There's no air filters, no lid, no nothing.
We do have a little bit of a vacuum leak in the back corner over here, so we're going to see if we can tighten the bolts and make that go away.
Sounds happier. That's pretty darn happy. Yay! I like it.
Good job.
Let's drive to Michigan.
That about wraps up this job in typical Roadkill style. Now we've got 285 miles to drive to Pontiac, Michigan. I don't know if we're going to do it all today, but one way or another, I think we're going to make it.
Hell yeah. That's Pro Street right there. Tunnel ram! So excited. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Fairmont!
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually can't wait.
And it's me and you.
Yeah.
All right.
You two, him, us.
You, us, there, you there. Bye.
So excited about this.
So now I'm cruising in the Ric Flairmont. I have to admit, I needed that name explained to me because I didn't know who Ric Flair was, apparently a pro wrestler. This is actually one of my favorite cars. I had never seen it before we took off, and I loved riding in it with Newbern, and now I'm gonna love driving the thing. I know it does good burnouts. Full manual valve body, power glide, 373 gears out back, so it's a little fuzzy on the freeway. And there's the police. No, it's not. Okay. One thing Roots blowers are not good for is keeping an engine cool. They do pump a lot of heat, but they seem to have that dialed in on this car. It cruises at about 180 on the freeway. I'm glad we made it here because in my never-ending quest to go to every drag strip I can, we're here at Dahio Drag Strip. That means Dayton, Ohio. It's near Trotwood, Ohio, in the middle of nowhere, and it used to be an airstrip. It might even still be one for crop dusters and stuff, but they had racing here from the mid-50s through 1960s. And the cool thing about it is not only all of the history and the stuff they did here, but there's some neat hangars out front, and there's a sign with wings on it that says Dahio. So I'm stoked to be here. Thing is, both Finnegan and Newbern were already here last year, huh?
Yeah, your Gremlin made a hit here, and I think it was, what, a 15 or 16 second quarter-mile pass?
Yeah, buddy.
On the back of the ramp
On
truck,
the back of the ramp truck.
Yeah, that was cool. Last year, amazing moment.
This place is wildly different. The corn was shorter and the bugs were fewer.
You know what gets rid of the bugs?
Smoke. Oh, good idea. Let's crop dust this place.
Man. Everyone's so much better now.
There you go, Dulcich. That's my boy.
This thing gets loose. I thought I was going into the corn there for a minute.
What up? Hopefully this is the last day of driving this awesome road trip we're having, but we need to do a car change again. How are we gonna set this one up?
Well, I want to invite Finnegan to ride in my Mercury. He hasn't been in it yet.
I've seen the taillights, I just haven't seen the interior.
It's really good.
I'm in, let's do it.
It shrieks.
I'd like to drive the junk, dunk, whatever we call this thing. I'd like to drive this.
Oh,
but
man.
can you ride with me?
No, I am
No,
not.
I'm talking to
Oh,
this
guy.
one. You're with him. I'm talking to this one.
Oh, if I ride with you in that, I won't have to actually listen to you. Because it's so loud. So this is perfect.
All right, I mean, I get some quiet peace time.
That wasn't very nice.
Day 5.
Yeah.
All the honesty's coming out.
Yeah. Okay, let's get in the car.
He'd rather listen to the worst exhaust ever than you. Oh, man.
We get in.
Oh, hell.
Oh, there's carpet in here. This is luxurious.
Woo, it feels good out today. Feels like it's gonna be a hot one, but for right now, it feels nice. It's gonna be a hell of a day.
Oh, yeah, that car is loud. I can hear it over your car.
Oh, I know. It looks pretty mean from the back.
Yeah.
Those big meats on it.
Oh, this thing is fast. This is way faster than that car. This thing pulls hard.
You don't even sound like a car. Sounds like a trash dump. Huh? Couldn't hear me? Exactly.
I think we've done our penance. Yes. Whatever it's called, Daytona.
Dumpster trash fired thing.
It is miserable for one reason. Exhaust system.
Oh, it sucks.
Like, drives good, seats are good, everything. Man, the exhaust is loud. I think everybody loves the ride in the Cougar for the most comfort.
100.
You don't think so?
No, because I like the style of the Daytona.
It's
That makes
better
up for
to look
substance.
good than to feel good.
Yeah, if my ears are bleeding but I look cool,
Yeah.
fine.
But as a road car, the Cougar's impressive, right? And it's fast and it shrieks.
Oh, it's great. It's probably the
Yep.
fastest car here.
Probably.
Like, period. That thing moves
genuinely.
out.
How about the Ric Flair mod? I love it. It feels like something I would build. That's what
All
makes
right.
it great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Seating assignments. Finnegan has not driven the Cougar, so it's him and me in the Cougar. You're gonna go solo on the Daytona before you later on switch into the Fairmont because you got to experience it. And meanwhile, these guys get to drive in their beautiful creation, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Old buildings are so cool.
Oh, architecture's great. Interior is, though.
Well, we have now reached the lose the shot moment of the show. We were just 60 miles from Pontiac, Michigan, our destination for Roadkill nights, and it just started pouring. We needed a way to keep the water out of our engine, so Newbern and I grabbed some cardboard, smashed it on top of the carburetor studs, then we covered all the cardboard in tape, and now I think we're ready to go on the highway and find out, will it hydroplane? 60 miles, we can make it, let's go. And no one wants to ride with me. I don't know if you've noticed that, but either because of the death or the noise. All right, car. Please don't slip and slide. Ah, yeah, this is working great. The water's just beating right off the top of those velocity stacks. No problem.
Guess we're gonna get on the highway.
Yeah.
Finnegan's got to be in full pucker driving that thing in the rain like this.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, there's a car in a ditch right there. The top of the road looks like a swimming pool right now. Uh-oh.
lightning just now.
Whoa! Woo! He was coming over into me, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was a guy right on my bumper. That was bad.
Yeah, good move, Freiburger.
Thanks. Finally, it's Saturday morning, and we're headed to the venue for Roadkill Nights in Pontiac, Michigan, with racing right on Woodward. It's gonna be great.
Later. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, man.
Man, appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Look at all these cool cars.
Woo! All right.
All right, we made it.
Well, ready for a big day?
Yes.
And now it's official, not even a theory. All three of these cars made it to Roadkill Nights. Yeah.
Yes.
Brand new location this time. We got drag racing on Woodward right over there. And I think we're gonna have the Claremont
Yes.
versus Dulcich.
It's not fair. He's got a supercharger. He's got a supercharger.
You have the Cougar.
He's got a supercharger.
He has ball
You've been
tires
talking
and you have
smack
6.
all week.
All
Now
week.
you have to take the belt off that supercharger.
No way, Jose. Y'all been talking smack all week.
You've been talking.
Don't give in.
So that race is going to be coming up. You'll also see us doing all kinds of stuff. We got autographs, we've got concerts. The Dodge thrill rides are going to be out of control at this new location. Tons of stuff at Roadkill Nights. First up, though, we got to get some slicks on this turd, right?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I've been cruising around just seeing the sights while those guys are changing tires. This is the 9th Roadkill Nights. I can't even believe that. Here's something that's gone on ever since that very first year, the Dodge thrill rides. You can see people are waiting in line over here. The Dodge people put you in with a driver, and they'll take you on a really fun little drift course. This has been like a key thing at Roadkill Nights since the start. It's super fun.
Both Dulcich and Freiburger have been talking smack all week on the Fairmont. They said the Cougar is going to smoke it once we get here. I think it's going to be a close race, but it couldn't happen without having to swap new tires on because our old ones were completely bald. So Mickey Thompson hooked it up with some 255 60-15 ET Streets. I'm going to have these if I stand any chance against Dulcich.
Looks like it's getting ready to pour rain, and I don't want to hear Steve complain about anything, so we're going to go ahead and put his 2810 5s that he has on here. We're going to put them on before it rains, so there's no excuses. He's going down like a gentleman.
This is a new thing where they're drag racing with people. That's a couple of Ram TRX trucks, Hellcat powered. So they got passengers in there, and they're doing races. And look, they also have them in Hellcats and Red Eyes. Now we're looking at our new drag strip on a different section of Woodward Avenue. Looks way better than anything we've had before.
This is incredible. Like, there's wind lights at the starting line.
Yep.
And never forget, this is all being done in the name of an 8-hour-long party.
Yep.
And then it all disappears tomorrow, and Grandma will be commuting somewhere down this road in a station wagon.
But right now, it's a 600-foot track. It's actually concrete. It's been prepped by Total Venue Concepts, been out here.
It's
VP
sticky.
glue is down, and they're thinking this is going to be fast. All right, this is David Freiburger from Roadkill. I'm here with Mike Cotton from Faster with Newbern and Cotton. We made it to Roadkill Nights. We raced down Woodward. We're having issues with Finnegan's Daytona, most of which means it's about to rust in half and break. So he doesn't want to race the thing. He is going to give you the burnout of a lifetime right now, and then we're going to come back with a match race shootout between Steve Dulcich of the Bank Shift Cougar and your boy,
David Newbern.
In the Rick Claremont. Here we go, burnouts on Finnegan.
Let's go, Mike.
right, so here comes an actual side-by-side as Rick Flaremont in the bang shift Cougar. The Cougar over on the right-hand side, that was the very first vehicle on Roadkill Garage. It was in episode number 1, and at one point belonged to Freiburger and now belongs to
Mr. Steve Dulcich, Dulcek.
Woo-wee! Got me a drag race.
Yep, who shifts that thing like an hose of money.
Oh my God.
You know Newbern is going to kill it on the burnout.
Right.
The thing is, Dulcich has been mind surfing the launch here all week.
Okay, but listen, you guys have called us out all week. His mindset is right here, bro.
Oh, yeah?
We've never had that car ever to do drag racing.
Yeah.
It's always been burnout or something. We got slicks on there. Now, your boy has slicks on there also.
Yeah, but he's also got a stick.
Well, but your boy also hits or miss.
Right.
So it's either a 50-50, he's going to have a great launch, or a 50-50, he ain't going to have a great launch.
He's been practicing. Oh! It's you! It's you!
Look at it on replay. They left almost identical, but obviously the Rick Flaremont's got a little bit more in the Beans department,
Yeah,
and it was a couple car lengths. Newberg's got to be happy on that one.
Oh man, that was incredible. This car left good, did a good burnout. I don't know how close Dulcich was. I know I beat him to the finish line, but I don't know where he was. So I hope he didn't miss a shift. I hope it was a good race. That's one thing I hate is when you're in like a situation like this and you got a stick shift car and you miss a shift. It's such a bummer. I hope it was a clean run for Dulcich because that was awesome.
Looks like it got me, you know, but it's a good race.
And it's Cotton Newbern winning the overall road trip to Roadkill Nights. Thank you very much to Dodge for making this happen again. Gear Vendors for supporting the drag racing. You guys for coming out. Dulcich, man, it's just been a really, really good time. Until next time, which will be the 10th edition of Roadkill Nights in 2024.
Be there.
The victory went to Newbern, but you know what? Everybody was a winner. Roadkill Nights, powered by Dodge, is amazing. And the drag strip at our new location is absolutely killer. You know what else was radical? Off camera after the event, we had a concert by Ice Cube. That's how fun Roadkill Nights can be. But Finnegan and I were talking amongst ourselves, realizing that he and I haven't raced at Roadkill Nights in way too long. So we've got big schemes in our minds, and if they actually happen, you will see them on an upcoming episode of Roadkill.